Hi everybody, my name is Liz and welcome to my channel Earth Art Balance, where I talk about living a creative, balanced, and sustainable life while managing a chronic illness. If you're interested in learning more, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to ring the notification bell so that you actually get notified when I upload a new video. So today I want to talk about 4 strange symptoms that come along with fibromyalgia, CFS/ME. These are 4 of a myriad of symptoms I have to manage, but they're some of the strangest and therefore oftentimes some of the funniest, so I'd like to share them with you today, especially because there are so many symptoms that fall under fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome that it's hard to talk about all of them in one video. Let's just get into it. The first I want to share with you today is called allodynia, and I think I'm pronouncing it right. I'll definitely put a link in the description below to just some general information about what it is. So allodynia is generally described as a hypersensitivity and widespread sensitivity across the skin. And so this sensitivity can be just uncomfortable to very painful. For me, I'm lucky that it's only just uncomfortable. It's not necessarily painful, but what this does mean is basically anything touching my skin is uncomfortable. Anything. I mean clothing. I mean the clothing is creating sensations that are so distracting that I can't concentrate on anything but the fact that there's clothing touching my body. I mean, this is weird. Super weird. So, cat toy. If you've ever wanted to take a clothing break before, you've probably felt what it feels like to deal with allodynia. Now, while that's strange, it can also be really annoying. In any case, there's some things that I do to help manage this, and one of them is choosing fabrics incredibly wisely. If you're interested in learning more about how I choose my fabrics, leave a comment down below and I'll maybe make a video about it. So the second symptom I want to talk to you about today is foggy vision, or sometimes this is called blurred vision. But for me, blurry and foggy feel like 2 very different things. So for me, while this symptom doesn't happen all the time, it happens every so often and it's incredibly weird. The main reason why this is weird is because I'll be minding my own business, doing my own thing, and suddenly I will feel like I am walking literally through fog. It's like suddenly you went from sunny to foggy, except you know it's not the weather because you're looking at the clouds and you're like, it's not cloudy or rainy or misty, so why do I feel like I'm walking through fog? Or like you're at a campfire and you're looking at someone across the campfire through the campfire smoke. That's literally what happens. I feel pretty lucky that this symptom doesn't last a long time for me. Usually with rest, a bit of meditation and calming, I can recover from it. But some people don't, which must be incredibly frustrating. My cats are going berserk with the cat toy. I'm so sorry. Anyways, he just tackled it under the table. Okay, so I have 2 more symptoms to share with you, and these I actually kind of find quite hilarious. The first is accents. And yes, you heard me correctly. I said accents. I mean, I'll be talking in my normal voice, and you can hear me right now. I sound like this, but then suddenly instead of saying about, I'll say about. Yep, or out. Suddenly, I've got a slightly Canadian accent, maybe? He got it. So funny. So, accents. Randomly, I will have an accent with not just like the whole sentence, but like with one word out of the sentence. I've had some pretty funny interactions. Like when I started saying out like that for a while, not because I wanted to or I meant to, just because that's how it came out. And people were like, are you from Canada? Do you have Canadian? I'm like, no, my body's weird. It's just doing weird things. I have an accent. The even funnier one has been when I've spoken like one word in a British accent or one word in like a Southern US accent. And it's kind of like, well, where did that come from? You just kind of look at your friend and you go, yeah, that just happened. Not quite sure why, but okay, let's move on. I usually have a pretty good laugh about it and then move on. But this is one of the neurological symptoms that happens to me. And although it can be quite funny, at first it was pretty disconcerting. Luckily, none of the accents have particularly stuck, but I will say that I did words like out and about with a somewhat Canadian accent for a while. And if there's any Canadians watching, please feel free to correct me, but that's basically my perspective and what people told me I sounded like. I'm not sure if it's accurate, so don't hold me to that. Okay, the last and final symptom I like to call crazy hands. It's like they have a mind of their own. So this can also be a pretty funny one. I literally lose fine motor control. And fine motor control is super important if you type or use your phone. Basically, a lot of the things you do with your hands, cutting, cooking, typing, sewing, writing, all require fine motor skills. So when I have crazy hands, it's actually quite annoying. Also weird, because it happens at random, but I'll be sitting there typing and suddenly you cannot read what I just typed. Or you can kind of tell what I meant to type, but even the autocorrect function on the computer is like, what? What is she trying to say? In any case, usually I can get around this by doing the dictation option on computers and cell phones these days. I feel pretty lucky that I live in an age where instead of having to type, I can dictate and do talk to text to get around it. That's oftentimes what I do, but that also comes with a downside because if you don't enunciate well, sometimes things get translated improperly, to say the least. One of the funniest translations I ever had happen was I said grant opportunities, and the talk to text feature translated it to great titties. I'm really glad I caught that one before I hit send, but it was quite funny. So if there's anything that comes out of these crazy hands, it's at least a little bit hilarious. So I hope you enjoyed this video and watching my crazy cats chase after a cat toy behind me, around me, next to me, wherever they were, and that you learned something new. These are 4 of the symptoms I deal with fairly regularly on and off that are just plain weird and kind of annoying. If you want to hear more, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to ring the notification bell. You can follow me at my blog at earthartbalance.com or on Instagram at earthartbalance as well. So thanks so much for watching, and remember, take care, and it's about the journey. Thanks so much. Bye. I'm being circled by cats. I'm being circled by cats. I'm being circled by cats. Okay. Oh God, buddy, can you just sit down?